with tough opponents and having a good time with my team.
I really want to break that top 5, top 4 threshold.
Winning CVAL.
I'm looking for a revenge on CCL.
Getting top 4. To be honest, nothing. I don't really have anything to look forward to. Next semester is what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking to win CCL. We only lost that one, so.
What's up, guys? We're here with members of the Overwatch team for a Pokemon Roulette Wheel Challenge. On the wheel, we have different characteristics of Pokemon that they have to hunt down in the open world. The catch is, all the Pokemon that they have to find have been randomized, and they have to catch a Pokemon with that attribute. First one to get 3 is going to win the challenge.
Yay!
Yay!
W Pokemon! Are you excited for Gen 10, guys?
Yes.
Oh my
Pokemon
God.
Wind and Waves?
Wait, you can't leak that. You're not allowed to leak
Sorry.
that.
Sorry.
But we're gonna get canceled by Pokemon.
Classic. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, chat, this guy is cooked. Oh, pre-fire. Pop it open. Warming up those fingies. And now he's just not missing any shots? That can't be how that works. Moving on. Ooh, obelisk. And chimps in VR helmets. And a legally differentiated enough version of film score.
Rotation was for Cumberland, but St. Clair breaks through. Gaining loads. What the heck is that? Situation now 1-on-1, 1 HP on this solo. 1 bullet is a 4-person 1v5. Stand against the rest.
Guy to this ball, guiding it down, maybe even getting one for the road.
Our own standards here in this overtime period, because if we concede a goal, it's over for them.
He's doing a lot of damage, but he's got to keep you over. He avoids Ego. Bob Waena, no flash, no problem. St. Clair.
So low, Reddick's taking down 2, taking down 1.
Immediately, this should be all she wrote. Soaks with 1 into Icy.
Stand till the whole squad.
first gamer tag in like 2008. I had the gamer tag Apple i50.
McBender 91.
Alonso.
Oh, it's a terrible gamer tag. Dan 2 Roth 4.
God Rupert. C9 Frosty. I wasn't on C9.
Sock my sock. Like the Pokemon, not like I don't know. Yeah.
Electro Knives. Oof, oof. 2 Z's, by the way. Oof. I don't know what I was thinking.
It was like either Mega Jack or Super Jack and then some numbers when I was like 6 years old on Minecraft.
That's absolutely horrible.
Yo, MP.
Yeah, no, this map is actually crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Water man.
Yo, Chris God, what the hell are you doing, bro? We got a match, bro. You're late.
Yo. I gotta go.
Yo, log in, bro.
I gotta go. Now I'm good.
Ladies talk. Yeah. My intuition is telling me there'll be better days. I sit in silence and find whenever I meditate, my fears alleviate, my tears evaporate, my faith don't deviate, ideas don't have a date.
What's going on? How was map 1? Good.
Ups and downs. We're up in the beginning.
As we speak, I'm at peace, no longer scared to die. Most niggas don't believe in God, so they terrified. It's either that or they be fearing they gon' go to hell. Asking the Father for forgiveness got them overwhelmed.
What I'm most looking forward to is to see like all the boys make it.
Div 1 land.
I think it's just a win. Like, our team has been going through a lot of changes. I want to see how far we can push it and see if we can finish third or get like a podium.
Looking forward to competing with tough opponents and having a good time with my team.
I really want to break that top 5, top 4 threshold.
Winning CVAL.
I'm looking for a revenge on CCL.
Getting top 4.
To be honest, nothing. I don't really have anything to look forward to. Next semester is what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking to win CCL. We only lost that one, so.
stay in my feet. What I'm gonna do if I really want to? But you know, baby, break my mind empty. But you have the key, so open my place, my place. I can't stay in my feet. What I'm gonna do if I really want to? But you know, baby, break my mind, 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 mind. Break my mind. So open my place, my mind. So where's my mind? So open my place, my mind. But you know, baby. You know, baby.
What's up, guys? We're here with members of the Overwatch team for a Pokemon Roulette Wheel Challenge. On the wheel, we have different characteristics of Pokemon that they have to hunt down in the open world. The catch is, all the Pokemon that they have to find have been randomized, and they have to catch a Pokemon with that attribute. First one to get 3 is going to win the challenge.
Yay!
Yay!
W Pokemon! Are you excited for Gen 10, guys?
Yes.
Oh my
Pokemon
god.
Wind and Waves?
Wait, you can't leak that. You're not allowed to leak
Sorry.
that.
Sorry.
But we're gonna get canceled by Pokemon.
Classic. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, chat, this guy is cooked. Oh, pre-fire. Pop it open. Warming up those fingies. And now he's just not missing any shots? That can't be how that works. Moving on. Ooh, obelisk. And chimps and VR helmets. And a legally differentiated enough version of film score.
Favor, none more than Calamity, though. Left in 5, he'll be shut down. The rotation was for Cumberland, but St. Clair breaks through. Oh, gaining lead. Situation now 1-on-1, 1 HP on this solo. 1 bullet is a 4-person 1v5. Stand against the rest.
A guy to this ball, guy to get down, maybe even get one for the road.
Own standards here in this overtime period, because if we concede a goal, it's over for them.
He's doing a lot of damage, but he's got to keep you over. He avoids Ego.
Bob Waena, no flash, no problem. St. Clair.
Horse back already so low. Redx taking down 2, taking down 1. Immediately, this should be all she wrote. Soaks with 1 on the icy.
Stand, kill the whole squad.
American dream, a new town in the window of a tree. Going 85 under the street lights, empty freeway in the middle of the night. I'll let the DJ lean the seat back, even though you get car sick like that.
Shadows on the walls of your skin. I can tell you're lying from the way you're breathing. Shadows on the walls of your sin. Why do I keep trying when I know I can't win? You crystallize, they crystallize me. Why do I keep trying when I know I can't win? I'm paralyzed.
go, go!
Spike down, C. One enemy remaining.
Where are you? Kill! Go, go, go!
One enemy remaining.
Cover, go! End of story. I'm out of here.
Retrieving wall. Now we wait.
Not ready yet. Cover going out.
I'm out of here.
Watch your eyes! Dead! Flush!
I got their omen.
find you. 30 seconds left. Last player standing.
Conflict is not my first choice, but that choice was made. Here.
Gotta go!
Last player standing. Flawless.
Now that was something.
Go, go, go! Fire in this hole!
Last player standing. Spike down B.
I'm out of here! Shock it! Go, go, go! Shortcut!
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
Dome set. Rounding sight.
Spike down, C.
Hey,
Hi! I'm pissed!
slow down.
30 seconds left. Last player standing.
Annihilated.
Face your fear! I'm out of here.
Spike planted.
Careful now.
One enemy remaining.
Go, go, go! I'm out of here! I'm out of here! Clair, take them! Gotta go! What?
Last player standing. Spike down A.
Gotta go! Go, go, go! Stop it! We're good! Fire in the hole! I'm out of here!
One enemy remaining. Spike down, C. Last round in the half. Last player standing.
I got you, bruv.
Cover going out.
Go, go, go! Go, go, go!
Shadows traveling.
Last player standing. Spike down B. Last player standing. There.
There!
Here.
Grenade! Satchel out.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Gotta go!
Sleep. Spike planted.
Joke's over.
I'm
You're
outta
dead.
here.
Flash.
Last player standing.
This way.
Attackers.
Kill. Go, go, go.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Living on a fault line. You think that I get used to the shaking? I wake up in the dark, imagining everything I am breaking as I lose my grip. I've been dreaming in color. Wake up wishing harder for you. Four lines breaking under my feet. Oh, alright, I'll get used to this eventually. Don't hold your breath for me. Four lines breaking under my feet. Oh, alright, I'll get used to this eventually. Someday you'll see. Four lines, 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 breaking under my feet. Oh, it gets quiet in the dark. I get closer to an answer than breaking under my feet. Oh, alright, I'll get used to this. Get used to this eventually. Full lines, 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 breaking under me. Oh, oh, full lines, full lines,
remaining.
Cried all the water on my body. Even the desert ain't gon' want me. My body shaking with apology. But ain't nobody feeling sorry for me. Not even me. And why should anybody understand? I made this whole mess with both my hands. I did all this shit myself. I created my own pain.
Revealing area. Found them.
I'm out of here.
Last player standing. Spike planted.
Watch out! Go, go, go!
Here. Scanning ahead. Right here.
Careful now.
Spike
Right
planted.
Watch your eyes!
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Gun here. I have survived more than they have ever seen.
Shortcut!
Flash! Careful now.
Ready.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
A big double duelist meta to the point where the answer seems to be, well, if one guy doesn't have 2 flashes and a TP for 30 seconds, we'll just go to another guy who has 2 flashes and guess what? A molly and a wall that he can put down. So, wouldn't surprise me at all if going forwards we get to see a ton of Phoenix gameplay coming through. And that's something we honestly haven't really seen in this scene for quite a long time. So, hey, I'm all for
30
changes.
seconds left.
Yeah, and I think that's the great thing about meta changes like that. It makes things so interesting and does keep things fresh. And see it blasts into make a bigger dent into SC's economy here. What's going to happen is Woody stays the course. St. Clair get on the board in similar fashion what we saw in Lotus. Drop the first two, find the next. But let's see if they can tie it up in this one. Seems like they're a little bit more comfortable, though. I think the biggest thing that I've noticed here is they look a lot more confident. They're taking better fights and engagements.
Yeah, you know, I was literally talking to JP just before we got back into this one, and I was kind of, you know, making him reminisce a little bit on his last match with Cumberland, and how you know, he started off at for one of his last matches with Cumberland, how they started off getting 13-0'd. I believe, funny enough, was it?
I'm out of here.
Might have been. And it was kind of one of those things where he was talking to me, and he will always say how he was talking with the team, and he was like, guys, you know what, if we get 13-0'd, that's okay. Let's just go out there and have fun. They actually got 13-0'd, and then he's coming back, and he's like, okay, guys, I know what I said, but it's not okay to get 13-0'd. We got to come back. And that they did. They 13-1'd, and now JP was saying, hey, you know what, we just got to tap back into this. I've been in this position before, so it makes a lot more confident. JP instinct walking through, but trades are going away right now for Sogo and Fisher in a 2v2 scenario now.
One enemy remaining.
Ace bound if Jeffy has anything to say about it, and he does. Going to be able to pop the last two. Fisher with their third on a massive round for them to get momentum going back into their favor.
Yeah, despite that, while we were watching that, St. Clair, again, they're doing everything right. It's just Fisher, they're just hitting better shots.
Yeah.
They have shooters on their side. I mean,
Sogo's been brilliant.
There's only so much you can do when you have guys that can just swing around at the snap of a finger, right? And for St. Clair, I mean, you were talking about having guys like JP, you know, who have the experience in this situation. And that's what you really need. Maybe that's what you need to lean on. Maybe that's what you need to lean on in situations like lean on your better experience, guys that have been there before, trying to get you out of this hole. But I guess it can only go so far when you have a Fisher team
I know
that,
exactly
you know,
where you are.
all things considered, firing on all cylinders right now, and they're already looking to execute onto the C site where St. Clair defense is so lacking. You have JP with the Odin, but you can only hold that for so long, despite, you know, the ability to Odin spam a little bit. We'll see if St. Clair can use that to their advantage here, but they gotta go quick. The spike is already planned.
Here we go.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be tough, especially when you got somebody close in with a gun.
One enemy remaining.
Able to find two is going to get retraded back out from Sogo, and again, such big impact kills from their Omen players. Fisher on both maps has been going disgusting when it comes to impact kills. But we look at the outliers, right? In Lotus, it was Blast. Right now, it's Sogo. Cuz has been very consistent as well across both maps right now. Fisher, it's like you say, they just have the playmakers for this side. And looking at it, 4-1, St. Clair, this is, again, a CT side of Haven. Yes, while Fisher, it is their map. CT on Haven is somewhere where St. Clair, they have found comfort. So again, this very jarring start to St. Clair, is it enough to chalk their mental and have a downward spiral going into things? I mean, Ev, this might be the fastest series that we've even had so far this year, and it's not one that we wanted to see.
Well, you don't want to say that, obviously, because we're hoping that St. Clair can find a way back in, but I mean, it's definitely something to consider, because after your performance on map 1, you're already finding yourself in a bit of a hole. Like Fisher, they haven't been slowing down. Like, let's admit it. Like, they're coming out still confident, still firing on all cylinders, and St. Clair, they just have to try and find a way to play better. I mean, you had to force a save in the last round, so till your only real rifle online, there's going to be a lot asked of him in this heavy position. Already cleared him out, and he's going to have to fall back. 6 HP already, and another pick for Fisher gives them the site for free, essentially.
Yeah, and this is just rough, and you have to try to sit here and wonder, well, is there really even anything to retake? Not a whole lot, other than
you have
bodies.
to save the rifle if you can.
You don't even have ults on your side. I mean, usually some teams in this position, you'd hope that you have a KJ ult that you could work off of. Not necessarily this early in the game, but it would definitely help in a position like this. But you don't have the agent here. The Cypher instead being the paranoid and try to work things through. Simply is too slow. Woody may be able to find two, but it does not matter. It just cannot match the movement of Cuz. Full health and no stressors there for Fisher. 5-1 through your first 6. Fisher showing no signs of slowing down anytime soon.
No, these attacks have just been so perfect for Fisher, and St. Clair's defense, it's, you know, what's the term you usually want to say, at least if you talk about NFL, is bend but don't break. But in this case, St. Clair's defense has just shattered on any sort of resistance that is getting thrown their way. There have been times where these retakes have, you know, maybe borne a little bit of fruit, but I mean, looking at right here, you're talking about guys like
Joke's
us
over!
have the ability to just stretch the field and just create games. That's done. Because he has such great movement tech, but you gotta talk about another guy who's got some movement tech in his back pocket and instinct. He's good for 2, flying res back in, but
Spike down, B.
Great start for St. Clair, finally pressing in the positive direction.
Yeah, and again, we're not saying that the game's over or anything like that, but St. Clair, they do need to show some gumption if they want to get this thing moving, and Instinct definitely a great first play.
Last player standing.
Sit in this one and make sure that he can find the pick before he will lose his life.
Come on, take him out.
Cypher Cam found out and blast immediately.
Here.
Taking down to such low health, and the spam is just gonna find 2. I mean, blast on 19 HP, but at the very least, you found some decent exit picks. Maybe if you can just save this Odin, yeah, honestly, 5-2 wouldn't be the worst thing if you can just chill.
30
here,
seconds
you have
left.
this LMG in your back pocket.
When you made more of a dent into the SEC economy,
yeah,
going into the next round, and like you said, if you can save this Odin, I mean, or you know, whatever it ends up being, it's something.
How big of a loss really is it?
Okay,
but,
so you're not going to end up saving it, but like you said, you find some exits, more expensive in the next round for St. Clair now because of what you're able to do. Some, you know, some crazy spray, and that's why you bring the Odin in situations like that. But hey, St. Clair will take it, cut the deficit down to 3, and we'll see if they can maybe build that up and change some of these rounds. Have they even won multiple rounds in a row today, or are they all just
go.
come in bunches?
Yeah, I don't think that they actually have. And I mean, that's the thing is, you know, I don't want to say that every round necessarily, like, especially it has to be a must-win, only 7 rounds to win this thing. But I feel like in this case scenario, Evan, it kind of is, and it does. And you have to find picks and try to work these official college players down a little bit. And you know what? Getting rid of Sogo, that's a great start with Hunter's Fury for Pillow.
Yeah, you do burn one ult, but
great shot.
It's going to seem a little bit better now as Woody able to find a second pick for St. Clair. So this Fisher attack grinding to a halt. So move Jeffy and Hun still alive. Still some shooters up for Fisher, so definitely not out of it yet, but it's going to take some big plays from Fisher to break in because you have Seth holding this really tight angle on A long here. Assuming he doesn't get cleared out, should be good for at least 1.
I'm out of here.
Well, I said it'd be good for 1. He's gonna have to slide his way out of there, but hey, that's at least intel gained for St. Clair at the very least.
Well, knows that this A long is at least being
30
pressed a little
seconds
bit.
left.
My thing is, if Woody turns his back and this gap gets taken by Hun, then that is just so detrimental. Seems like maybe it'll work. How close exactly? I don't know. The spray with the Guardian, though, will come through, and at least
10 seconds
for Woody,
left.
you get the weapon upgrade as well. Another Vandal in your pockets, as it seems like Fisher, they're just going to elect to save and try to keep what weaponry they have.
Yeah, there's not really much else you can do there. And the best defensive round we've seen from St. Clair. And what's the start? It's finding a pick early. That's the game plan. That was the game plan on Lotus for Fisher. That was why they were so successful, because they had the man advantage early. So us turning that around and using it against Fisher in this case. You know, maybe that's the secret to trying to build up some momentum here. And you're definitely not out of it by any means right now. Like, this is, at least right now, this is such a more comfortable position to be in for St. Clair than you are Lotus. I think at this point on Lotus, they were already down in the hole, but to watch out because Cuz, he's got a fast lane and an ult, but a big play from Seth and the rest of St. Clair to hold out on this A site. Spike's still going to get planted, but St. Clair a big dent in the Fisher reserves.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, a huge paranoia from Woody that just completely halts all of Cuz's progress down.
One enemy remaining.
Stop. The drop from Instinct will be good, and St. Clair, off that second round in the Fisher save, I knew they found a little bit of momentum. Now, we can make this a bit of a series here, but you gotta keep grinding through.
And you have to stay consistent. How many times have we seen St. Clair find ways back in, start to look good, and then just don't have the ability to finish?
Yeah.
It's been a common theme this entire semester, and not saying that's going to happen here, but it's definitely something you want to consider.
It ain't over till it's over.
Exactly. It's not over till it's over, and this half is getting close to being over. But if St. Clair, if they can find themselves, I mean, like 6-6 or finding a way to end this, like, you know, somewhat closer, I mean, I think they're going to be very happy with how this goes. But again, it's staying consistent and finding ways to finish in rounds where you have the advantage. Can't make any stupid mistakes right now.
Yeah, definitely is a Sowl drone. Clear out this garage side, and off the comms, going to be sending Cuz the flash to come out from Instinct, but with the weaponry that Cuz currently has, you don't think that you'd actually want to get up close and personal, as now this is a very dominant position that Cuz can just hold. And if you get some C-long pressure coming your way as well, this would be massive if St. Clair can't retake garage.
That's very bold from Instinct, but he's going to be rewarded for that gamble as Cuz not able to find that follow-up shot. And now the C-long pressure that you were talking about, Patrick, is going to come through. St. Clair is more than ready for it. 2 picks, though, for Fisher. Give them
30 seconds left.
Space. They plant the spike. You're dead. 3v2 for St. Clair. This Molly going to delay Seth from CT, but it doesn't matter.
Player
We got
standing.
the hand to make an impact, and St. Clair find the tie. The defense bending, but not breaking this time. 5-5.
Yeah, and I mean, that round is quite literally decided on the fact that Cuz goes down in that position. Instinct is able to completely free up the retake ability of C. And St. Clair, you're going to be able to work that as well, as I believe he had a triple on that round. So the man is definitely firing on multiple cylinders here on the Phoenix pick. Seems like, hopefully, he will not be slowing down anytime soon. A slow Isaac means a slow St. Clair, as most would tend to agree upon. As if this guy can get firing, he does have the ability to alter rounds completely to his will.
Yeah, and that's something we missed, I think. Instinct was sort of an odd factor in most of these rounds. See him getting fired up is really a good sign for the St. Clair team, and Seth as well. I mean, another quiet game for Coach, but some big picks early in this game. We're trusting him with the op. Hold this really tight corner, but Fisher, they're finding ways back in. Sure, it might be a bit of a half-buy, but it does not matter. Fake TP from Hunt. Try and bait out these St. Clair players. Another 3v2 for St. Clair. Make that a 2v2 now.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining. Spike
Fisher
down.
and St. Clair weathering the storm. They find their first lead of the day.
Yeah, and you know, at the end of the day, Seth just has to be the bait for Tillo to find the kills, and they've done a good job of that. The last man through garage side, not going to be able to land the shots on the Sova. And now St. Clair with a little more of a close one here for them. They've taken advantage to 6-5 your score and looking quite good, albeit on a CT side. We'll see what things look like on Haven. It flips the attack. Seth can't get that shot to land, and that's a big pickup with the Hunter's Fury.
I know
That's a
exactly.
really good point, actually, is that we have seen St. Clair's attacker side on Haven a little
Last
bit
player
weaker,
standing.
And I mean, look at this. Fisher just taking it right to St. Clair. They want to make sure this ends up tied.
Spike planted.
But JP, still with the chance to play hero. You know what the Omen Span is capable of, but we'll have to think about that another time because Fisher find the tie. A hot start for the Falcons. Comes up a little bit cold near the end, but still equal at half.
And I mean, the Hunter's Fury there, so valuable for Fisher. They find the first pick on Sewers, obviously. Seth, with the missed shot, not going to really help that out at all. But at the end of the day, it might have not really mattered. Because when that Sova pops the Hunter's Fury, he finds one, and he also immediately has the ability to clear out Instinct from that Bricks position on A-Long, right? You're essentially getting 2 kills for the price of that ult, and there was no response from St. Clair, as there couldn't have been. So you're down 3 early. Fisher play it clinical. They play it well with their Sova play. And now, St. Clair on the attacking side of things, they have to see if they can.
Standing ahead.
Yeah, we're going to get our first taste of Fisher defense on Haven. And if it's anything like we saw on Lotus, St. Clair's going to have their work cut out for them because it was just suffocating at times, this Fisher defense. And St. Clair, this pistol round, so important to try and get a foothold into this round. And 7, he's going to take a shot early, but a little bit of intel gained for the St. Clair side. But not moving anywhere quickly. They're really trying to make sure that they are very careful about how they play this because they know they're walking a tightrope right now. One mistake would spell the end of this series, and it's going to be Fisher who finds first blood here.
Well, I mean, that's so well played as well. You just immediately know that the follow-up's going to happen, so you just
Spike down,
dash on
C.
out of there and blast.
Last player standing.
They're going to be able to find kills in pairs. Woody with 1. He's going to have the next one low. A 3K as well. What a flick! And now, looking to the CT side of things, Hun showing the headspace, knows that Woody on the top. He sees one C long, but cannot get the play to go down. Would have been ace-bound. Woody with a hell of an effort. But man, Fisher, they catch you in a stranglehold every time you think you have them. No, you don't.
Yeah, I mean, and we talk about hero plays. We talk about hero plays a lot here, you know, especially for St. Clair. Sometimes it seems like you live and die by them, and I thought maybe St. Clair was going to be able to live just a little bit longer, but like you said, when you have guys like Fisher that can just turn it on at a moment's notice, it's hard to really keep them down, and St. Clair, you know, they came back to tie, but all things are pointing to a 2-round lead being reestablished for Fisher, assuming we can't find another big hero play coming up in round number 14. Time will tell.
Yeah, definitely. I believe landed the shot, yeah, on Instinct through Sewers, so both players taken now to 1 HP, essentially, as Seth sees the man cross through, and now has to worry about this judge. I mean, that is just so rough right there for St. Clair. At least Sogo going to be cleaned up from Woody. As now JP with this Marshall in hand. Looking like they want to flex a little more to the C side as Tillo sitting just on the outskirts of these garage doors. Oh, this time
yeah, I was going to say that.
I was going to say it could have been so much worse, but Blast, it looks like they may have backed up just a little bit, and Woody's actually going to be able to find the pickup. Gets the gun and can just walk right on out of things. That timing is great for him, and now has established a wild card that really frees up the C side from St. Clair. Look at the way Fisher
30
reacting.
seconds left.
They immediately double stack on the A side.
Yeah.
The Omen's flexing more towards the A link from B. Yeah, St. Clair, they can just take the C side with no pressure whatsoever to counter them out.
Yeah, and this is going to be a tough retake for Fisher because Jeffy, I mean, basically one shot, and then you're left with another long-range rifle and a judge. I mean, it's going to be tough for them to find a way in, but they're still going to give it a go here. Him and Cuz trying to go through CT, and it's going to be good for at least one. These shotguns for Fisher have been a problem all day for St. Clair, but they should be able to weather this storm here and take the conversion, and they will do just that, assuming Jeffy isn't going to make a colossal hero play. Yeah, there's no time left. You do find Till on an exit. No time for Jeffy to get this defuse. St. Clair
Thrifty.
steal that conversion away from Fisher and find themselves in a much better position to try and build up more second half momentum.
Man, and that one is extremely crucial here, and you can immediately tell, yeah, off of that round, this one is going to be going the distance. I do not see it being any other way. St. Clair, they can get these rounds to go in their favor, and I didn't mean to a map 3. Hold your horses here. I just want to say that right now. What I mean is go the distance in terms of close to OT maybe for Haven. We've seen Fisher have some close Haven games in their history of CVAL this semester, so you know this one's going to be a little more of a dogfight. 7-7, but St. Clair definitely have quite the advantage right now in economy. If they can especially win this round out, they'll be looking quite smooth going forwards. Tillo now looking to clear out Garage. This Owl drone working its way through as Sogo holding a close angle here onto the walk up on B, and Seth and company will not know about his exact position until they drop and find out whether it's a pleasant headshot that goes their way or against them.
Really like how St. Clair is approaching their offensive sides thus far, because what we saw in Lotus, it just seemed like just stack bodies and hope something goes the right way. But now there's more of a methodical approach. They're being patient. They're waiting for the right moments to strike, maybe trying to force Fisher to make a mistake or look for the holes in the defense, and it's starting to really pay dividends right now. You find 3 early, you're going to get the spike down as well. You've already smoked up Heaven to force this drop, and
Spike planted.
now barring a massive fly from Soko, which doesn't end up happening, you find a way to win. It's as simple as that. It's just trying to be patient, be a bit more methodical. It's not just press W and, sprint in and try and hope something goes our way, because like we were saying, you can do that against some lesser schools that you play in other leagues, but when you're playing really high level talent in these types of tournaments, you really have to have a much more methodical and thought out approach to your attacker side or even any sided rounds. When the going gets done, you need to make sure that that stays consistent the entire way through. I like what I've seen from St. Clair to adjust, but again, can they finish?
Cage. Yeah, I mean, Cuz going to try to answer that question for us, at least for this round. JP taken down, and immediately, that's your Cypher util. Down and out will no longer be functioning. All those trips, all for naught here. As Shock Dart at least looked like to go through. Seth company looking to work their way onto this beast. Folks walked right on in as the Cypher trip opposing going to be taken out. And I like the play right now that you can flash out of the Soman smoke, take this A-Link side. Sogo going to be the one to have to mount up the response. But he's just going to back up right now as Cuz is just finding so much intrinsic value with this op.
Look at the way Fisher's spread out right now. You have a potential lurk coming through with Jeffy. He's going a bit uncomfortable. Oh, he does. Tillo is able to pick up that potential lurk. So
One enemy
point of
remaining.
danger.
Oh, man.
Going to be stopped and stalled out as now it's up to Blast, but he just gets sent to the Shadow Realm as St. Clair. They're starting to look like the St. Clair we're expecting to see on a week-to-week basis, and they're starting to wake up at the right time.
And I mean, man, Seth kind of looking like a prime instinct right there. Check the aim. Coach, he's putting it in on the aim labs.
And now, hey, I was going to say, now JP's, he's got the coat off now, so that means tides are changing. The tides are turning.
He's no longer cold.
Sun has come out for St. Clair.
Yeah, I mean, he's no longer cold. He's feeling hot. Everyone is right now for St. Clair. They're definitely picking up where they need to be, is now they're going to have yet another round going their way. And off of one that they honestly, I don't want to say that they shouldn't have had, but Fisher, they were really having the puzzle pieces fall in place for what would have been a nice, clean retake on B. Just doesn't happen, though, when you have a Neon landing all of the shots that they need to.
And you also force that timeout from Fisher, because now it seems like they're starting to fall behind and lag behind a little bit of what St. Clair is throwing at them. And get a replay of this. Like you said, Sev just tapping into that old, just like that old experience, that veteran presence. Looking really crisp with those shots. And Like we said, who is it going to be from St. Clair to step up and make a big play to lead the team to victory? We said that on Lotus, didn't happen, but now it seems like Seth is the one to maybe start it. Seth, Woody, was in some good plays from them, and Instinct as well, starting to turn it up. Everybody started to contribute for St. Clair.
Revealing area.
St. Clair, they're just taking this one a little more patiently. As we've said, patience, it is a virtue for this team, and it definitely needs to continue to be that way if you want to take Fisher to a third map. St. Clair looking poised towards that momentum, but the job is not finished. That being said, with a gun gap right here, they can look to add another round closer to that task, as waiting to see if anyone from Fisher oversteps, and careful now, works up a little bit too far, and man, if Instinct just didn't have the molly out, instead had an op, we could be looking at a first pick going their way. Instead, though, Fisher, they get out of their rat spots, and they find two. St. Clair, in a round that they were looking poised to take through gun gaps, they simply do not check the corners as needed. This Bucky play short has worked for them, and man, St. Clair, the spray through the smoke, it does find one, but with 25 seconds left to go, you need to commit, and it doesn't seem like St. Clair have any interest in doing so.
Man, you talk about that, you know, that Molly interaction that Instinct had. I was literally thinking in the moment, is this something that comes back on St. Clair if this goes the other way? And at least right now, that definitely is something you want to talk about. JP and Till, though, still trying to make it interesting, but Fisher shuts that down. They narrowed the gap to within one, and like you said, a round that St. Clair probably should have had goes by the wayside, and Fisher, they're not done yet.
Yeah, that's an eco.
Yeah.
And that going Fisher's way is absolutely massive. You got to think that you're going to be comfortable for now at minimum the next 2 rounds. But I mean, the play through the grass side was just simply too good. You find both of those players lurking, and Fisher, they just escape afterwards. Yes, a good attempt from 2 remaining on St. Clair to try to get that one close, but unfortunately, no cigar. As now, St. Clair, Cuz working his way up. The stun comes through. The Hunter's Fury to assist out. It's going to be Jeffy trying to find more picks for Cuz, but at the end of the day, they have their man, and they can just back up and play managed.
Man, Cuz just like an assassin. You
Joke's
find a pick,
over.
and then you're
You're
just
dead.
out of there immediately. I mean, we've seen some really impressive stuff from this Fisher duelist, and
speaking of impressive,
I mean, everybody seems to be making the shots right now. Blast trying to hold Heaven as much as he can. St. Clair trying to press on A-Long, but the retreat is going to get called potentially.
Oh, look at Cuz right now, though. They could be walking straight into him. This is going to be absolutely huge. If this is gone unchecked, he's going to find one, and that's massive. Has the ult as well now if needed. Sogo sitting on 1-2. Woody,
30
the
seconds
plant,
left.
it's going down to C, but somebody needs to clear him out still. The slide, it will happen. Seth, he has the shots, and that's absolutely massive now. St. Clair, they can transition to worrying about pressure from one facility.
You got 2 guys coming. Yeah, you have Jeffy coming from CT into Garage. And then Sogo also coming in on this Kraken side. And Jeffy, he's going to find one, but still more is asked of this Fisher Sova. 1v2. I don't even think he has time to defuse the spike.
Concentrate, Sova.
One enemy
He's going to
remaining.
tap it. Good to find Sev. Going to try
ready
and
yet.
put some more progress on it, but not enough time for Fisher. St. Clair, the delay is going to work. Jeffy struggling to find the last one. Woody will get it. By the skin of their teeth, St. Clair escape and reestablish that 2-round lead.
Yeah, Woody will go down in the process, but at the end of the day, St. Clair, it's one more on the board, and they're one more closer to trying to close this out. That being said, Fisher, honestly, a little bit of a reversal play here from Woody and Instinct. That is everything for them. I mean, that immediate pressure. And Cuz did a good job to try to claw that one back, but man, through the efforts of himself in the Sova, Jeffy. Fisher, they were looking poised to take that.
Yeah, I don't want to say like Cuz maybe should have tried to find another pick on that rat because you already have 3 guys from St. Clair still pre-aiming that spot, but you could at least try and stall a little bit longer if you're Fisher. But doesn't matter, St. Clair will take that regardless. Cuz with the op in hand now, we'll see if that continues to make an impact for Fisher. We've seen it's been dangerous this series, especially on Lotus. As Hun was able to really make some positive impact. And Seth, he's trying to make some impact for St. Clair.
Oh, what a
will
shot.
be denied from Blast to shut that down. St. Clair answered with 2 picks of their own, so Sight should be free for right now with Heaven smoked off till it gets that plan started.
Yeah, and
Spike planted.
now Jeffy and company are going to see if they can retake, but good shots from Instinct. The crosses are being held as necessary. St. Clair, I'm not saying this one all but over, especially if you're working with Cuz on this op, and so long as these players on St. Clair don't give him the chance to find a long-range pick through the CT side, just hold your crosses, play close, play off contact, and off of Instinct's curveball, which you won't even need to use, and you will have this round all to yourselves.
Yeah, you have to, because with the way the Fisher econ is right now, you can't afford to lose the op or this Vandal in this situation. If you're Fisher, you know, yes, you're down, but you still have a chance to fight at least to make this interesting near the end. St. Clair not on match point yet, but creeping ever closer in a series where, quite frankly, we probably wrote them off. And, hey, St. Clair, they didn't write back to us, at least, as they're changing that narrative and trying to force this to a decider matchup on Bind. And, I mean, I have to say, I was a little worried with how they started this map, but I think my mind might have been changed a little bit. I think this is a team that, if this does go to map 3, I think they'll be fighting tooth and nail to find the win in this series.
Well, hey, you know what? At the end of the day, look, while we have stated before that map 3s haven't necessarily gone St. Clair's way, usually it's because they're not the ones coming up victorious on map 2. And having the momentum going into map 3 is a huge driver. And look, man, anytime we're going to get a best of 3 and it goes the distance with Valorant, sign me up. It's where legends are born, it's where plays have to be made, and that's where you're going to get some of the most chaotic casting from our side as, hey, I'll scrap up for another matchup like that. Now, Instinct going to be down for the count, because he's just saying, hold on, hold your horses here. We're only down by 3, and this one still ain't over. Map 3, yes, well, it is on the cusp. It is St. Clair that needs to get over that hurdle. Jeffy immediately with the hot swap, going to be able to find the head of Seth, and JP going to test his luck trying to swing up, but gets dinked in the double swing as well. Is too good from Fisher. St. Clair, they're going to be stopped dead in their tracks. They're going to have to think about what they even want to do. With 36 left to go, man, you might be thinking, as crazy as it is, to just see
30
if anyone
seconds
oversteps
left
from Fisher and just keep the guns.
At this point, I wouldn't expect anyone from Fisher to overstep, because you know the situation right now. This is, you're forced to buy into the situation, and even if it is a little bit of an econ round for Fisher, so big to find this one flawless.
10 seconds left.
To really make a dent. You have there's still a lot that St. Clair can do in this next round. You haven't totally bottomed out their econ, especially with Till and Woody saving their rifles, but it's a start for Fisher. I think at this point it's just trying to string some of these rounds together near the end to find a way back in, and that is something we have seen before. Teams that find themselves down 11-8, 11-9, they find that you can find a way back in if you just make dents and stay consistent. And for Fisher, where was that consistency from Lotus? It seems to have disappeared. Can they tap into that again with St. Clair ready to force this to map 3?
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. When Fisher are only 4 away from closing it out, as opposed to St. Clair's 2, man, that's a 50-50 bet with how this series has gone so far. And I really couldn't tell you now if we're going to be heading to that decider on Bind. With St. Clair, the onus is going to be on them to have to force the issue. So go with another, though. And man, 2 falling for St. Clair early. Spike planted. Woody, a decent trade. Have to TP back out of there, though, and establish a long crossfire. But now, the 2 remaining on St. Clair. Blast, Sogo, and Cuz. They're going to be the ones who need to force this one out as St. Clair.
Deploying drone.
My fault on the false spell despite being
Last
close. They
player
still obviously
standing.
have it. They're working towards the C side of things, but Blast is holding things down. Just has to buy time for his players in Garage to establish his crossfire, and he's done just that. Dancing around the boxes in the back. Fisher, they meet double digits, and we have a game within 1 round.
Man, I thought St. Clair was gifted a blessing there. Blast missing those first couple shots on Tillo. I like the plan to fake out the Owl drone, but just the timing not going the way of St. Clair as Fisher find a way through. And I think the engagement on B, I think, is what damns them right there, right? Because you lose 3, Fisher loses 2. You don't have the numbers. You know that most likely a team rotating out of B would favor C if it's open like that. Right where Blast made a big play and Fisher find a way to get back in, but even on this eco, Instinct finding a big pick to start, and now St. Clair looking to push on, but Jeffy 3 with the Odin spam. Absolutely a silencer against St. Clair.
And yeah, I was going to say,
Last
Jeffy, he
player
has the
standing.
shorty in hand, so he can just immediately swing this player close on the side. Tillo going to be able to get another, and Instinct just like that. Get St. Clair on to match point. Such a scrappy round, though. Jeffy really making it a close one. Unfortunately, his teammates just falling by his wayside.
Yeah, and I mean, we thought that was basically like, that was basically down for the count here. I
This
mean,
looks cooked. Like,
yeah,
this is
but
so close to being
right
cooked.
after that, I mean, it just, the floodgates open for St. Clair, and they find
Into
the
the
picks they
unknown.
need to get around win, and hey, those are the kind of miraculous finishes that you need as a team to get over the hump. And right now, St. Clair looking poised, looking like a team that is ready to force this third map, but see if Fisher has anything left in the tank.
Man, this pixel is just so tight right now from Cuz, and if anyone even just say, you better not.
I'm out of here.
Now, it's tough to try to just give themselves some time to back up. St. Clair, they've at least freed up Garage for the time being, but whether they take that space or not, up to them. It's like Sogo's going to reestablish a spot down there. Hunt with the first pick, smokes off any chance of a visual reach, Al, and now St. Clair, they seemed a little bit stopped in their tracks right now, a little bit stumped here, Ev.
This is where Fisher can really play time to their favor. I think you had said the longer things go on, the more it benefits Fisher. And right now, St. Clair trying to take their time up A long. Fisher's defense gets a chance to reset. Have Jeffy down low, Blast up in heaven.
30 seconds left.
You get eyes on Jeffy, but Blast good for
down
one.
A.
St. Clair with an answer. Now this execute coming through Sev. Going to tap, trying to bait out Jeffy, but through the smoke, he's good to find him. Now it's all up to Instinct, curveball out. Flash one, a second for Instinct.
One enemy remaining.
JP and Cuz now in the 1v1. Cuz with the silencer. One more round at least needed. This one really coming down to the wire for both of these teams.
What did I tell you? I said I could just feel it, Ev. It's going
You
the
were right.
distance
You were
right
right.
now, and we knew it. Close games on Haven. It seems to be Fisher's forte, but doesn't seem like they're ones to necessarily crack under the pressure just yet. 12-11. Do St. Clair send us to map 3, or do Fisher look to get one step closer to being able to close this one out in 2?
I'm really looking at Sev right now. We saw how deadly the judge was on a Neon in the hands of Cuz, and if St. Clair hope to force that third map, they're gonna need Sev to find some big picks to start. And you said a really big missed shot from Cuz. St. Clair, a bit of a blessing to start.
Not that he necessarily knew, obviously, with the Phoenix Wall blocking him, but he doesn't quite know how close he was to potentially finding first blood, as Instinct going to be able to pick up the Alt Orb, and with that, has
Come on, let's go!
Run it back going to happen, but man, the Hunter series great counter out to this Kegs 2 and St. Clair. The shock dart comes in. Tillo gonna be able to find one. And what is going
happening?
on? Seth is just gonna be able to knife one all of a sudden. Playing close and personal is St. Clair, and they just explode on the site. Because Poppin' the ult has to try to find one for A-Long. 15 health though, and he's not gonna be able to live. Blast is finding a 2-piece all of a sudden. Woody gets taken down by Jeffy. Trades going back and forth, and all of a sudden, the Sova finds himself in a 1v2 to send it to OT, or we have map 3. St. Clair, they're looking poised to do it, but an isolation of these two 1v1s, very possible. A huge pickup from Jeffy. 5 left in the mag. The post plant, the timer, it's coming down. You gotta tap. 5 left in the mag. The swing, he has it though. Is he gonna be able to get it down? I think he is. An overtime looming. Fisher, they send us through.
What a play. I mean, so much to break down in that last 10 seconds. I mean, you can look at Instinct right now. It is just shock right now from the side of St. Clair, around where they did everything correct. Like you said, you isolate the 1v1s at the end. You delay time as much as possible. Seth gets a knife kill, for God's sake. I mean...
That man is a judge, by the way. I'm just the man he's trying to knife has a judge.
A massive, massive play from Jeffy to force OT. And I hate to bring it up again, but how many times have we seen St. Clair in a position to finish a map, and they can't get it done? They play with their food for too long, and now we find ourselves in overtime. St. Clair hoping not to get burned on this one.
Yeah, for sure. We are getting into scary territory now.
Does this go triple OT like our last Haven game?
Well, you know, for your sake, I hope not.
Hey, I mean, hey, this is at 12 in the morning, so...
This is true.
I'm fine.
Hey, you know what? Then maybe it would be fitting. But who knows?
Get a good series.
We don't want to necessarily have it happen in the same fashion, because that would mean that the team we cherish and love would be probably falling apart at the end. But because he doesn't really care about our hopes and dreams, he just wants to send Fisher onwards, as respectfully, that is 100% what he should be trying to do. Is now Fisher trying to man some pressure, but look at how disciplined they've been. The one thing that I'm concerned about is you have quite the execute going for you with 36 seconds to go. It's just more and more offensive. That isn't
30 seconds left.
Sight is now Cousin Company. They're going to walk up, Stephanie to be able to have the side of things. That entire graffiti, the spam through the smoke.
Spike down A. Last player standing.
Seth and Instinct. They're finding them in pairs right now. The swing through sewers, and Blast didn't have a damn chance.
Yeah, I mean, no chance for Fisher, and I mean, St. Clair's defense really, really smart to just stall it as long as possible. I mean, you had said that this is going to have to be one hell of an execute for Fisher with 36 seconds, and the amount of time that St. Clair is able to just bleed off the clock. Seth gets the intel, is able to back out. He knows it has to be A-Long. You're able to have a player rotate to potentially find a lurker through sewers. They do, and then it's just all downhill for Fisher from there. St. Clair on the precipice now. Just have to get through this round of attack. It looks like we will be seeing them shaded towards the C-Long position. But will they be able to clear out Cuz in Garage, or will he cause more havoc for the St. Clair team?
Going up. Spike down mid.
Right there, Tillo. And now Woody and Company trying to find the spam door. Just get the pickup onto the spike, but that player in Garage, long gone.
Shadows traveling.
Drop the smoke, sacrification go down, and both players going to have to deal with some opposing utility. Instinct on 10 health here, though, locking up C-Long. I don't know if I necessarily like it. It's such a long angle, and unless you land a headshot, you're pretty much dead off rip. Sogo has alert going. Intel is definitely found out, and he could be the difference maker right here. Curveball. Doing it. Blast. Never mind. Just says, hey, you know what? Screw it. I'll do it myself. Pops the Cypher ult as well. This one is all
30
but
seconds
over.
left.
A 3v1. Woody, nowhere left to go. They have his position. The window's being held. 13-13. And at minimum, we're going to be getting 28.
Yeah, I mean, just great stuff from this Fisher defense. I mean, you were right. A bit of a bold play to have Instinct walk up C long 10 HP, but clearly Sinclair thought they had something cooking there, but the intel being gathered just not enough. And I mean, another big play from Blast. I mean, he's had some really impactful moments on Lotus especially. Really great harbor play coming through for this Fisher College superstar. I don't know if we can say that, but he's playing like one.
Series we can
playing like one right now, and Fisher, now their turn to put some pressure down C long this fast lane, gonna get the lane to go.
Jade stalls with the volley. That's really good. It's
baited out util.
Yeah, and that's massive for St. Clair. They're actually gonna have to back up, but look who they're playing in towards right now. Seth and Tillo, they're waiting. This Owl drone to try to clear them out. Swing early can at least burn a little bit of health. That being said, they're just walking at them. Does seem to be able to get the first one with the reload. I doubt the second one's going to fall with any bodies being dropped on the side of Fisher as well. The re-swing back over though, and look at the minimap. Two baited over to the side of A, and they immediately have realized that, wait a second here, this Cypher might be left all alone on C. It's JP though. At minimum, but he finds a huge 3K, and all of a sudden, St. Clair, this is potentially winnable in a 2v2.
30 seconds left.
Turning on a dime this round for St. Clair, and I mean, I was thinking like, man, this is just an easy 3-2-1 swing for Fisher, but JP, big time play, and his counterpart in Woody responds with another big play of his own. St. Clair get the defuse off the back of a terrific triple from JP, and they somehow stay alive.
Well, the Brazilian duo with some flair as they solo that round for St. Clair. I mean, that is exactly what you needed to get this one moving. JP just lands every shot that you would want him to, and more. Woody with the cleanup on the final two. These guys are locked. They put St. Clair one away from a third map. Here. So we're going to be saying that a lot if this one keeps going the way it's been going so far.
I mean, this is the second time we've had it in this overtime. St. Clair needs to see some more discipline coming through on this attacker side. We saw that cuz more havoc being caused in Garage, and now you have the Odin as well. Need to see some more util getting dedicated to trying to stall that out. Near there, but position Sev, a little bit blinded, just shooting into no man's land, and that double from Hun going to stop St. Clair in their tracks. Spike has gone down cold as well inside the site. So Fisher have control of the spike for the time being. St. Clair, what is your next move?
And I mean, shooting into no man's land.
Last player
going to
standing.
30 at minimum if Fisher convert here. So our last two Haven games, Evan, have both gone past. Wait a minute, hold on, he's making it close. But he will eventually go down. Finds three though. St. Clair smiles across the board. Some stat pads happening here or there. Unethical oops, some may say, but hey, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm sure they're loving the fact that they're getting a few more kills. This is one hell of a game that we have right here.
Some Bam Adebayo type performance coming through, but you know, not in a bad way, obviously, because you know it does look good on the stat sheet. I like when my stats look pretty good at the end of the day, but I think St. Clair would be a lot happier if it says W instead of L next to this game on Haven. And again, second time they've had a chance to win and just not able to close it out. And you can even say the third time because they were on match point in regulation and they still weren't able to close it out for multiple rounds. So Fisher, like the bad cold, It just will not go away, still lingering on Haven. I think this round has the sense of who is going to blink first? Who is going to give up the space?
I'm out of here. Suck it.
Great, cuz he's trying to make some space, but it's gonna have to back up to that paranoia. Pillow trying to get through the smoke, not able to. Instinct responds to the trade. Woody another. St. Clair looking to try and press, but Fisher for the plant.
And who else but Sogo and Blast? Put them right back into the swing of things. And for St. Clair now, this is getting very scary. You've been in this scenario so many times before where you just got to come through the CT side. Blast, they don't even know if there's one tucked right on Graffiti. This double stack, especially with a player close on Hell and one on A, is going to be so
Last player standing.
just a little bit, you find one, but at the end of the day, it is Blast who can just take the easy pick by the cross and sewer side on the A short side of things. Fisher, they are the ones to take that 29th round. 15-14, your score line. And St. Clair, they had so many opportunities to close it out, but you now face a very big hurdle that you haven't been able to get over time and time again.
Well, the other problem is now is you're switched back to the attacker side, which has been the weaker of the two in this game. I don't know, it's hard to say when it's been almost 30
So
rounds back to back, so very, very close, up for interpretation, but at least if we're talking about Lotus, Fisher has done a good job on this defensive side, not doing anything foolish, waiting for St. Clair to maybe play into their hands, and this full stack on A long. He's gonna be ready. We saw what he could do with the Owen before. Sogo is gonna be the one to get things started, but already Fisher with a leg up on the competition.
Now St. Clair, they have moved in though, and I will say, it is in the beginning of the end.
Spike planted.
Be able to find one. It's gonna happen soon, but 1 with 2, and you gotta think this might be the beginning of the end right here for St. Clair. Tillo, he cannot find the rest, because with a 4K, St. Clair, they had their chances, but it slipped away when it mattered most. Fisher College through 2, they head up the CVAL bracket.
Just an absolute heartbreaking loss for the St. Clair team. It looked like they were finally getting their feet underneath them in the mid rounds of Haven. They were looking very, very strong, but just not able to close it out. So many opportunities to do so, and you come up short. I mean, you hate to say it, but this has been a very common theme with this team, just unable to close it out in the big moments, and another unfortunate end. But not an end to your CVAL run. There are still opportunities. You move into the lower brackets where you still have an opportunity to make some noise, but definitely unfortunate that you come up a little bit short in the winner's bracket, especially after a map where it seemed like you had all the tools to find a win and force a third, but just not able to get it done.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a tough one because you have to be able to think and ask the questions, right? What happens if Lotus goes differently? Well, then you're taking Fisher to this sort of a score on map number 2, maybe it wouldn't have even happened. Maybe they don't play as well if they don't have the momentum that they did off Lotus. And even then, to just barely eke out a 16-14 on their map pick, this one was a lot closer than on paper what the score will read. And I'm definitely going to be looking forward to see what note-taking and preparation St. Clair do as a team through VOD review, whatever it may be, to gain something on why Lotus went so wrong the way it did, because Haven was really close, and you got to think that we're going to be up for a very close one that could definitely go to 3 or 5 potentially, depending on what the format lists out for your grand finals of this division, because something tells me these two teams probably haven't seen each other for the last time.
I mean, I hope they get a chance to play again. That was, I mean, barring Lotus, which was a bit of a, it was a bit of a stomp, not super exciting. At least if you're a St. Clair fan. But Haven, I mean, that was such a back and forth series.
Yeah.
So many big hero plays from both teams there. I mean, especially near the end as well, where the going was really starting to get tough. I was really happy to see guys from St. Clair step up and make those big plays. And, hey, shout out to all those guys. I mean, you played one hell of a game. It's just Fisher just played a little bit better. I mean, that's really what it comes down to there. And I mean, you can go back and VOD review like every single round of Haven and point and like nitpick like every single thing like you could have done better. But at the end of the
To
day,
me,
it's
that's not. Yeah.
no. It's like
it's got to be
played,
the Lotus.
You played your best, and yeah, it's you wouldn't have been in that situation regardless if you didn't put up a complete dud of a map 1. But you know, it's hindsight is always 20/20, so they say, and it's obviously easy for us to be up here and say all that stuff, but it's at the end of the day, it's just it's just no.
What could have been?
What could have been?
What could have been?
What could have been a map 3 on bind with both of these teams? I think that would have been a really good map. I think considering how both these teams ended Haven, I think we would have been in for a bit of a treat. But regardless, St. Clair drops down to the lowers, where I'll have to bear with me, dear viewer, for 1 second as we get our stats pulled up. We can take a look at who St. Clair might be meeting in the lowers, but we'll take a look at stats here. It was a close one, 16-14. Woody, your top fragger for St. Clair, and for the other side of Fisher, Jeffy getting it done. But I think for Fisher, while we have guys like Hun and Sogo a bit lower on the stat sheet, it seemed like when they did find their kills, very impactful.
Yeah, Sogo was the one early in this match who really kind of got things going. And Blast was really the hero of map 1. So while Sogo was hot, Jeffy was warming up, and then they just swapped. And Jeffy went absolutely ballistic here. Like you said, Hun not really showing up a whole lot in terms of the kills, but the ones that he does get, it almost feels like they are the most impactful. It definitely felt that way through Lotus, whether they weren't in volume due to Blast's amazing performance. It was the same thing here, right? I mean, anytime he appeared on the kill sheet, it was like, yeah, and that wasn't a nothing burger of one either. That is one that hurts St. Clair. Jeffy able to drop 33, and at the end of the day, well, Instinct was able to regain the glory that we know he is capable of on Haven. Unfortunately, the team as a whole weren't able to get this ship across the shore.
Still not sunk is this St. Clair ship, and they have a chance in the lower bracket.
Right now.
They're going to be playing the winner of Rutgers and Temple, which I will make a note is that Rutgers was one of the 2 teams to take a map off of Fisher in Swiss. So if that is the team that St. Clair is going to be prepped for, this is definitely not a slouch of a team in the losers bracket. I mean, I think any team at this point, when you're so far into the losers bracket, is going to be a tough match. So you lose this one, but St. Clair, they're going to have to come back stronger to fight for their tournament lives, because backs are against the wall now. No second chances, and we got to see what they're made of.
Yeah, we absolutely do. But that's going to be it for us on the desk here. So thank you, Evan, for co-casting this one with me. Thank you to the players, the coaches for showing up and putting on a hell of a series for us today. Thank you to our prod team as well for enabling us to do what we love to do. I want to give a special shout out to Philip, Adrian, Carl, and Adam. If I'm missing anyone else, please let me know. But I believe that is going to be all it. Quite the bare bones crew, but we still get a good, solid job done here. And thank you as well to our sponsors, Tim Hortons, Subway, Onezo, Prefire, Alienware, the SRC, and the SEC Alumni Association for keeping the lights on in this place. And we haven't done this in a little bit, but Evan, what do we say? Thank you,
sponsors. That has been a while since we've done that.
Yeah.
But I would be remiss if we didn't mention one more thing before we left. And if you've been watching our streams for the last little bit, you know, or should have at least an idea of what we're talking about. Of course, it's Sakura Fest. Guys, now that No Man's Land is finished, Sakura Fest is the next one on the docket for us at St. Clair, and we are so excited to get this one going. General admission, I mean, you get a lot of good benefits, but with that premium admission, Patrick, I mean, the merch bundle and the extra raffle tickets, I mean, come on now. And the free access to the FGC tournament.
It's looking good.
It's looking pretty good.
I don't even play FGC, I can tell you right now, it's looking good. So if I'm saying that, for all you at home, just know.
It's true, and make sure you save some money as well with our early bird prices, because that's what this is on the screen. So if that interests you at all, if you're free on Saturday, April the 11th, make sure you scan that QR code and sign up. And if you have any If you have any younger cousins or siblings, kids do enter free, so make sure that you spread that information with people that might need to know, because we want to see as many people as we can out here at Soccer Fest. So many exciting things and vendors. It's going to be a fantastic day here at the Nexus. If No Man's Land is the bar we're setting for this year, I think Soccer Fest is going to be another banger of second semester events that we've had at St. Clair.
Absolutely. But sincerely from us to you, we love you guys so much. Thank you for joining us in this broadcast, and we will be sending it off for the next one. Thank you so much. Have a great day, guys.
One enemy remaining. Spike down. B. One enemy remaining.
Wait another beat for the scene to start. I lost the line, missed my mark. Can't make it back home, we've gone too far.